guys, Yordanka here. Today I have a short tutorial for you. It's about standing in yoga. So this posture is referred as Tadasana in Hatha Yoga, which means mountain pose, but another yoga schools translate it as palm tree pose. Besides, in Ashtanga Yoga, this is known as Samastitihi. And yeah, it gets quite confusing, and because I'm teaching different yoga styles, and then I'm supposed to call the same posture in a different way when I'm teaching a different style. And what about when I'm teaching just yoga, just my style, and then it gets quite confusing. And also when I'm teaching hatha and vinyasa to the same students, and now I call it like this, but then I call it like that, it gets quite confusing. So I just decided to make a short video about this standing, and I hope this brings some clarity. So this is a super simple posture, it's just standing, but in my opinion, it's quite difficult to really have this awareness and automatization, and this is the foundations for much more difficult standing postures and for all the balances. So it takes a while. For me personally, it took a while till I really understand this, and once I did, this changed completely my experience in standing asanas. So if you skip that posture, I hope that I made you go back to it and focus on it. So Tadasana or Samastiti. So we start with feet together, legs together, and we want to make sure that we are evenly distributing the weight of the body between the toes, between the heels, between the left and between the right foot. What happens is that most of us are either stepping on the outer edge of the feet or on the inner edge of the feet, which it's not normal, but it's so common that it's kind of like a normal. So supination or pronation. And if you have one of those, then for sure you want to make sure that you're stepping properly. And so let's come on our toes and just observe what is happening with your body as you come on your toes. What is happening with the weight of the body? You're leaning forward. What is happening with your pelvis? And we come on our heels and we check how the whole body is adjusting its position only according to how are we stepping. Where is the weight of the body? And let's try this a few times faster, just coming on our toes and rolling back and forward. Eventually, we want to find the center. So we want to spread the weight of the body exactly on the center of the feet where the sole is. And then we have one more thing to try, which is spreading the toes, like we spread the fingers. I think the girls know that, when you nail polish, when you make yourself pedicure. So we spread the toes and then we try to grab the mat. So, like a monkey. And then see what happens with your pelvis. Let's try this one more time. Spreading the toes and grabbing the mat. And maybe you notice that the pelvis is coming already in its correct position. So, neutral pelvis. This is the second thing that we will focus. So first is the feet. These are our primary base, and we want to be stable. Those are the roots. Something that is referred as padabandha, as root lock. Then we have the secondary base, which is our pelvis. We want to keep the pelvis neutral. Also, what happens common is that anterior pelvis tilt, which will cause hyperlordosis, is quite common. Not so common is the posterior pelvis tilt. Then there is no this natural curve in the spine anymore. So whatever it is, the position of your pelvis, in case it's not perfectly neutral, which is almost never possible to have this neutral pelvis just like that without any in particular sport or physical activity that will raise the awareness towards this position. So then we will bend the knees, and if you're like I do, like have this hyperlordosis, then you will push your tailbone in, then you will roll your pubic bone up. And once you feel this neutral pelvis, strong core, and a little bit long lower back, then you will extend the knees. And what we want to think about is that the ankles, the knees, and the hips are in one line. And then the chest is in one line with our hips. And then the head is extension of the spine, and imagine somebody is pulling a string through the crown of the head, is lengthening the spine. And we will roll the shoulders back, down, and out, spreading them away. Now, our arms are not fully extended in the daily life. There is always a little bit of flexion as well in our fingers. So in the Tadasana posture, we will keep our arms straight, fingers together on the sides, so that the palms are not on the body. And the shoulders are away from the ears, as you will hear very often. So you will feel the neck free. And basically, that's it. This is most often called Tadasana, but in Ashtanga in Vinyasa is called Samastitihi, which is indeed not the posture itself, but the state. So you are staying in that posture steady, but with easiness at the same time, so strong and relaxed. And this is what it takes a little bit more time. We have also Pranamasan pose, also in Hatha Yoga, when the palms are in Anjali Mudra, Namaste or Namaskar. And we have also modification of Tadasana pose when the feet are hip-width apart, and we have the arms over the head and with interlocked fingers. This is also a modification. So there are a few different modifications, but the most important is to find this root lock, to find the neutral pelvis, to lift your heart center, and maybe activating the Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock, or maybe not. This is already advanced technique. So just staying here strong and steady, at the same time relaxed with easiness. Thank you for watching.